And this time,
well, in their
the
game
spirit
against Angola
of
yesterday,
good
Korea went at the races
sportsmanship,
in the
we
first
would like
half.
to walk tonight's teams to meet at the
I'll
Center
admit that
Court
because they had a
and
5-0
exchange
lead, but then Angola went on a 14-0 surge. And for the rest of the half, Korea were almost treading water. It was 18 points at half time, but then a magnificent third period brought them right back into the game, 52-48, with 1 period to play. They just could not sustain the effort. But their team ethic is something to behold. It really is. They share the points, they share the basketball around, and you can never tell which Korean is going to be their leading scorer. One of their main protagonists is a naturalized Korean, or one with a dual nationality rather. And that is number 4, Moon Tae-young, actually born Jared Cameron Stevenson, and attended the University of Richmond, Virginia, 1994 to 1998, and has played extensively throughout Europe. Played for Strasbourg, Cholet, played in Israel for Bnei Sharon, Russia, Lokomotiv Rostov, Turkey, Fenerbahce, getting back to Russia, Unix Kazan, Spain, Girona, Greece, Marusi, and in Serbia, Hemofarm. Came on late in the game for Korea yesterday and hit a 3 to begin a little bit of a run for them. But they will look to their number 9. That's Kim Sun-hyung, who was their leading scorer on 15 points. He grabbed 4 rebounds and he dished 5 assists as well.
There is a look at the key players from either team. No place in the starting lineup for Kim for Korea. Came off the bench yesterday. Solid contributor, as you mentioned, were 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. The only player from Korea who took more than 2 shots to shoot over 50%. So he'll be relied on again for Australia. Aaron Baines, what a superb game yesterday. The 27-year-old, 21 points, 7 rebounds. Never averaged more than 7 points a game at a senior competition for Australia. But really did show his quality against a smaller Slovenian lineup. But at the same time, this Korean team doesn't really have strength in depth on the inside. That's where they may struggle. They lost the boards yesterday to Angola by 10. Australia surprisingly were out-rebounded by Slovenia. So battle of the boards will be one to keep an eye on. Also turnovers. Korea did a fantastic job only turning the ball over 9 times. Surprising when they struggled so much in the first half that they looked after it so well. For Australia though, they had 19 turnovers leading to 18 points for Slovenia, and that was one of the keys because Australia 50% from 2-point range, 46% from 3-point range in the game yesterday, but still came away with a 10-point loss.
Always good to have Australian friends close by.
Keep it stuck to the
Shane
sideline.
Hill tells
Start
me
in,
that Aaron
fill
Baines
out.
actually had the choice
Stay
of
down on
nationalities.
2-point
Born
shot
in
fake.
New Zealand. Number 12 for
Ready for
Australia.
that. Aggressive up to 40 defense. All right,
choice.
get up.
Choice
Set some terror screens. Set some terror screens. Here we
Australian.
go. Pace them
Very
points.
close choice. Obviously he chose Australia and has not looked back since. Had a great efficiency rating yesterday as well.
This was an Australian team, Roy, with the loss yesterday, now tied for the 5th most losses in FIBA World Cup history, would you believe? Some of that is because the amount of times they played here. They're now tied 42 losses with Argentina, but the positive, a win today will see them move to tied 9th for most wins in World Cup history. They would tie with Canada to move to 33 wins. They are in fact the team that has played in the most cups without winning a medal. They're now at 10 World Cup appearances and have never medalled. This is a team which many people maybe picked with Rio in 2016 at mind. A young Australian team, but definitely a contender if they can improve on the performance of yesterday. That's why I said this is a key game for them.
There are 3 referees today. We have from France, Eddie Viator, from the United States, Stephen Anderson, and from Nigeria we have Kingsley Ojiabaru. And Korea taking the opening tap. Osikun gets the rebound.
The interest in this Korean team, well, really their 2 main scorers. Moon's going to have to carry the load. There he is, because Cho, the number 10, and then Kim, the number 9, we already highlighted the 2 main offensive threats for me. This is a balanced Korean team though.
Joe Ingles had a good start yesterday against Slovenia and forced it a little bit. And the first foul of the game is committed by Korea.
Great patience from Australia. Ingles looked in and he saw that the Korean defender was going to try and read the pass into Baines. They allowed the Korean defender to come around and front. It was Kim, and then Baines just sealed him to the outside through the foul.
Australia get the scoreboard moving with a three. And that's Ryan Brockhoff.
Brockhoff, lights out shooter. Hit a couple of those threes yesterday.
And one of them from way out to get them to within 5. Sadly, he couldn't repeat that. That was against Slovenia. Well, as ever, great ball movement from the Koreans. Osikun off the glass. And another rebound for Baines. I wonder whether Stassman will give Baines 2 rebounds there, because the first one hit the floor, then just dropped into his hands. Delabadova. Will Korea get the rebound?
That's what Korea did. So in the second half, got out in the open floor, were aggressive in getting into the paint. Slow start for them once more.
And I'm about to say Korea get the scoreboard moving, but it bounced in and out. There's Ingles again for Australia.
This is dangerous against Australia, doubling that low post, because Brockhoff, as I said, simply lights out when he is open. 3 of 4 yesterday, including that huge 3 you already mentioned, Roy. Been playing so well in the warm-up games. Continue that into the World Cup here, first couple of games.
Osikun sets a pick. And the rebound for Ingles. Well, in contrast to yesterday, when they led 5-0, Korea have missed everything they've thrown up so far.
This was the basket they seemed to like. It was going the other way. They had the struggles in the first half yesterday. Unfortunately, it looks like another slow start here. And, Korea are going to need to establish themselves once again.
And already on 2 fouls. With about 2.5 minutes gone. Brockhoff again. Brockhoff draws the double team but finds the open man. And that was tipped out of bounds. Korea's Yang Dong-yun.
Korea going to continue to double that low post. Baines might not have a big game today unless he's going to work on the offensive glass, because every time he gets it, he'll come a defender. But great recognition from him though. You see how quickly he got it turned straight away. Knew the double team was going to come, so tried to get the shot away before 2 players could get to him.
Oh, great hands from Delabadova. 10-0 Australia. Timeout Korea. Wonderful start for the Aussies. And Korea looking somewhat shell-shocked. This is what the Australians were looking for. A great start.
You mentioned, well, this is exactly the start Australia needed. Played well yesterday, but defensively they let themselves down. They struggled to guard the Slovenian spread offense. Much better job so far in the early stages. This Korea a different proposition. They'll want a performance, Australia. Up the floor.
Here we go.
Disrupt the other team, and that's exactly the style they're going to need to implement.
10-0 Australia. 2 points from Ingles, 2 from Haynes. Or rather, Baines. My apologies, Aaron. It's 2 from the arc for Ryan Brockhoff. Some up-court pressure from Australia. Korea have had a couple of open looks. Nothing has dropped. And it's the defense from Australia that is ruling at the moment, and there's the first score for Korea.
Kim is asking the question of why he wasn't in the starting lineup. Superb game yesterday, 15 points, 6 of 9 from 2-point range.
Dellavedova, little baby hook.
What a disappointing game yesterday, Dellavedova. 5 turnovers, something very uncharacteristic from him. So struggled from the field with just 3 points.
Well, Kim's got going, 5 points to him now, all 5 of Korea's points.
Showing his 3-point range. Good start, good reaction from the timeout for Korea. They're going to pick up an offensive foul there as well. So good response. That will please Korea, and especially Coach EJ Hook. This is the backcourt I thought we would see from Korea, with Cho and Kim, the scoring threat from yesterday and historically for this Korean team.
Well, Baines had a big part of Lee Young-hoon's shirt then on the inbounds pass. Baines got to be careful. Had an unsportsmanlike foul in the low post yesterday. Moon for 3. Korea back in the game.
This is the Korean team from the second half. Yesterday, didn't get going from the perimeter. They're very hard to guard.
Well, since the timeout, they've outscored Australia 8-2. The first time Brockhoff's touched the ball since that timeout. Ingles inside. Baines gets the tap twice. Ingles the rebound. No control over their own glass. Baines inside for the reverse layup. Great move, Aaron Baines.
More defense from Korea. Really allowed him to split the double team. It's one thing that can't happen if they're going to double. Got to make him kick it.
The whole Australian bench wanted a travel call there. Another 3 for Kim Sun-hyung. Dellavedova trying to dribble through traffic. The 3-pointers from Korea are starting to rain in. Timeout Australia, they've seen enough. It's a 1-point game. Remember, it was 10-0, what, 2 minutes ago?
Kim and Choi, neither of them started the game, and you've got to ask why. They've come in 10 of the 13.
We know they're going to make
between those two. 4 for Kim,
make sure we continue
6
those
for Choi. Great start,
With all
a
those
great
shooters
reaction coming out of that timeout. Either of them yet to miss from the field. So Coach Lamanis has got some work to do here. The Australians still going to have a comfortable game. They're shown for a contest. This Korean team isn't here by fluke.
Offensively, we're deliberate with our actions. Okay? This one
One of the problems for Australia is that Korea play an entirely different style of basketball. Last year in Manila, when either Korea, Chinese Taipei, the Philippines, when they got shooting, it's all about confidence. A couple of threes, and they keep draining them all night long. Australia will hope that that's not going to continue, but at the moment, 3 threes for Korea compared to the 2 for Australia. And I would suspect a suitably chastised Australian team back out of their timeout. And for the first time today, Brad Newley, number 8 for Australia.
This Australian team reacts coming out of a timeout the way Korea have. A couple of changes for them. Bairstow's in, Newley's in.
And some pressure from Korea. With 7 seconds getting the ball over the halfway line. That's what Korea wants. They want to take the Australians out of their structure. Brad Newley had a good game yesterday against Slovenia in limited court time. Dellavedova, well, he eventually got the rebound. Ingles for 3.
Ingles started off well yesterday. Had 7 early, but then quiet towards the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think there was about 3 minutes after that dynamic start by Ingles. He tried to force things going inside, looking for the foul. And Slovenia, we're not going to buy it. On as well for the first time tonight, Cameron Bairstow for Australia, number 10. Shot off single figures, this is what Australia want as well on defence. Oh, nice pass inside. Lovely passing. Oh, Osikun, well, he was about to lay the ball up and the ball had gone.
David goes out. Said he played poorly yesterday, 1 for 7. And 5 assists for 5 turnovers. Better today, 2 points, already 5 assists. Done for the point guard.
Dante Exum now in for Australia. Dynamic talent they call him, but had a poor game yesterday, and there's a poor pass, and there is a foul, and very fortunate not to have it called unsportsmanlike. There was about half a metre between him and the last defender. Not quite a breakaway foul, but very, very close. Yeah, I don't blame Coach Utai Hat for asking for an unsportsmanlike. The American referee not interested. That was so close.
I have to agree. He didn't play badly, I wouldn't have said yesterday, Roy, but just didn't really get into the game. Didn't have any influence on it. 11 minutes, failed to score, 2 rebounds. He's got to find a way to get out into the open court.
First foul by Brad Newley. So Australia on 3 team fouls. Korea, despite those 2 early fouls, haven't picked up 1 since. Good rescue for Korea. Good defense, Australia, and nice pass, and it's a 2-point game. Very patient play by Korea.
Came this 6 points, but he was on in that third quarter in the run. Big influence in that part of the game.
Dante Exum being forced to put the ball on the floor an awful lot. Ingles. Oh, great. Well, he's so deceptive with that left hand. What many people forget, he's left-handed. Such a dominant feature of Ingles' game. Nice pass. That's out of bounds, and that's Australia possession. Brock Motum, 14 for Australia, coming in to replace Aaron Baines. Motum had a good game yesterday. I thought he just he got a rebound and picked up the foul at the same time yesterday, just when Australia were making their comeback.
Coach Lemanis going to the bench early, trying to get everybody in. As I said, this is a key game for them. Trying to have a performance, wants everybody to get some confidence.
Well, 10 on the shot clock. Exum, well, looking despairingly at the bench there.
I think there was confusion about either the play he was running or what should be happening. Coach Lemanis just told him where he should be going. He apologised.
Park Chan-hee in for Korea, replacing Kim Sun-young. Don't suspect number 9 for Korea or the number 4, Moon Tae-young, will be on the bench too long. That's a foul. Well drawn by Brock Motum. Osikun, the foul. Well, my mistake, sorry, it was Kim Yoo-sung. Osikun looking at the table, hoping it was against him. Brock Motum on the foul line for Australia, while leading by 4.
Young Australian lineup on the floor. Bairstow and Motum, just 23 years of age. Exum, 19. Ingles, who's been around for a long time, is only 26 himself.
Well, talking to the Australian contingent here, they're saying that this team is being built for Rio 2016. Only David Anderson, a senior citizen. That's the right way of putting it in this team. The rest very young indeed, great prospects. From the corner, it's a long 2. Back to a 4-point game.
Show again, 8 points for him.
Oh, the foul, the reaching foul. Park Chan-hee, or was it indeed? David Anderson back in for Australia, as indeed is Matthew Dellavedova. Ingles out, Bears go out. A glimpse there of the man in the yellow t-shirts, not been on the floor yet for Australia. Nate Jawai, hopefully fully recovered from unfortunate injury back before Christmas in the EuroLeague. For Galatasaray. Here's Anderson. Anderson swarmed around. There's no offensive foul, good stand, but inside the no charge circle. And that's Australia possession.
Another foul on the rebound. Show had a good opportunity there. Clean look. And Kim both stepping out at the same time. Responsible for 12 of the 17 Korean points. I'm not sure whether they don't rotate them a little bit, having one remaining on the floor all the time, because they're the creative force for the Korean team.
3 quick fouls put Korea in the penalty. Here's David Anderson. David Anderson, another dual national, Danish father, Australian mother. Early on in his career, chose not to play for Denmark. 2 from 2. Anderson, drafted by Atlanta in 2002. Anderson, a great career in European basketball since. Last minute of the first period. Much better showing for both teams. Both teams lost yesterday. Well, the buzzer goes, and the rebound grabbed by Brad Newley for Australia. Newley. Differential of 6 seconds between game and shot clock. Good hands, and there's still 15 seconds to go. Matt Dellavedova now making sure Korea will not touch the ball again in this period. Dellavedova for 3. That should be it for the first period. For Australia leading by 9. Unfortunate last 20 seconds or so there for Korea, but Dellavedova recognised it, looked up at the game clock and buried the 3 for a 26-17 scoreline. Australia by 9.
Solid start for the Boomers. Again, offensively, showing some abilities. 26 points, nice and comfortable for them. Great shooting percentages. The concerns will still be on the defensive end. They're trying to play this game, and look, Coach Lamanis, disruptive, I think is the term he used. He describes it as, Roy. You know, trying to force a little bit of pressure up the floor, see if he can take Korea out of their half-court offense, but still not fine-tuned quite yet with the Australians.
As we watch highlights of the first half, Australia began on fire with Ryan Broekhoff burying 2 3-pointers in a row. Lamanis very happy with that start. But then Korea came back to within 1 point at 13-14. Timeout for Australia. They regrouped and now they lead by 9.
These two teams love to go to the bench. Australia already used 9 of the 12. Rotated, drew out. Exum got in early, played the point and the 2. Korea, already 12 players having seen court time. They really are a team rather than the individuals. They will use multiple threats. Only 2 players averaged double-figure points in the FIBA 2013 Asian Championships, but 11 players averaged double-figure minutes. So they really do try to beat you with the depth of their lineup. Sometimes it works really well for them. Sometimes, however, it means those key players, Kim and Cho, spent too long on the bench.
About to start the second period, I thought my eyes were deceiving me during the break. We had an Aaron Baines look-alike in the shooting competition. He won it as well. Actually, he was in a number 12 shirt, but he wasn't the real thing. And here is the real thing. Australia leading by 9. Newley gets his shot blocked. Anderson rebound, and he's fouled, and he's got the foul line again.
Good work from Anderson on the boards. He's got to finish those opportunities. Good looks against Slovenia yesterday. He did have 14 points, but just 4 of 11 from the field, Anderson. He's going to play that forward position. He has to give them the inside-outside combo.
An illustrious career in Europe. Played for Kinder Bologna, CSKA Moscow, Barcelona, went back to the States, played for Houston and Toronto and New Orleans. Then he played for Siena, Fenerbahce, and last season at Strasbourg. And the winner of 3 EuroLeague medals. I just checked the stats there in 2006. Lloyd tells me that he didn't actually play, he was injured, but he still got a medal for CSKA Moscow in that 2016. A very heavily laden trophy cabinet. David Anderson. Korea trailing by 10. What can they do to get themselves back into this game? They need a win, really, and they hit with a 2-point jumper, and they're back within 8. Korea lose this, then really their chances of the top 4 spot, well, recede dramatically. And with the top 4 teams who go into the second phase, the knockout phase in the 2014 World Cup. Delabadova misses the 3, and the foul on the rebound. The loose ball by Brock Motum. You see coaches grit their teeth when players commit fouls 85 feet from the hoop. That's what Motum did then. He committed one yesterday as well in a similar situation. And Australia are fighting back. Well, that was touched. Australia's got a block on that. Brokov inside to Motum. He got blocked as well. Anderson picked up the rubbish. And Delabadova regroups.
Yeah, poor option for Motum that time. Should have kicked it out, tried to turn.
And the foul by Hyo Young. And we have a timeout. And the timeout called by Korea. Again, Korean coach Ko Yu-tae-ha seeing his team trailing again, having fought their way back into the game.
Second timeout of this first half already for Korea.
And age to go. Just under 8.5 minutes.
Very long time. They're going to have to see this one out without any way of stopping. You've got to hope Korea can have one of these runs, one of those responses they had last time. Coming out of this timeout at the beginning of the first quarter where they blitzed Australia with that 13-4 run.
Australia shooting nearly 70% from the 3-point line. How they could have done with that yesterday. Then again, they're up against a team that plays defense like tomorrow's Slovenia.
Okay? Brock, if he's just driving at you, like what you can't do is just stand, he just drives.
Holding in there on Matt Delabadova.
He's had a good start, excellent response to yesterday.
You were telling me about his career break. He's gone to Cleveland.
Well, absolutely, he's landed on his feet really. New coach, a couple of minor trades to help him.
And that new coach is?
David Black.
And that minor trade is?
Oh, obviously LeBron James has come to support Matthew Delabadova. Maybe get the opportunity to play a little bit alongside the Aussie number 9.
And here is the Aussie number 9, Matthew Delabadova.
Got to 10 already. Looks like a zone from Korea. Can Australia adjust?
Anderson getting blocked again. 1 second on the shot clock. It's Australia possession. Dellavedova directing things. They're going to go for an alley-oop or a snapshot. Difficult to get an alley-oop from there. There's the snapshot. Too late. Shot clock violation. Good defense, Korea.
Good job. So first part of the response is there with the solid stop now.
You cannot fault the attitude of David Anderson. A lot of contact in there when he's going to hoop. A lot of contact yesterday against Slovenia as well. He does not bat an eyelid. The ultimate pro. Moving on, easily recognisable with that headband and going to the hoop. It's Korea within 6 now.
Front court for Korea, 23-20. Two inside players, in Lee and Kim.
Anderson hit 1-3 yesterday. Wow. The block shot again. Korea belying their lack of size. Aaron Baines back in, as indeed Joe Ingles for Australia. Moton comes out.
Newley was the other guy, was out a bit quick.
Baines off the glass. Not this time. The rebound, Anderson couldn't quite keep it, but Dellavedova rescued the loose ball. Brockhoff has only taken 2 shots, hit them both. Oh, great rebound. Baines is fouled in the attempt at tipping the ball in. And Noon Tae-yun got into a little bit of foul trouble yesterday. He already picked up 2 today.
Like this Korean lineup on the floor, as I said, but they are young in the front court. Lee and Kim going to have to do a job, and Aaron Baines is a very large man, shall we say. Really can make his physical presence felt. They have to make sure they know where he is on every rebound.
Well, 0 from 2, but the rebound for the smallest man on the Australian team. No backcourt, great rescue, but well, great athleticism from the Aussies. Not this time for Brockhoff. What a rebound for Kim Young-kyu. Soared above everyone. Kim Sun-hyung he's produced the same game as he did yesterday. Gave the ball away on the dribble. Here's Ingles going to throw it down. Oh, nice soft dunk from Joe Ingles.
2 for Ingles. He's the man that tips it away, gets the reward. To the other end.
Good defense, Dellavedova. Hope shot there, and Anderson the rebound. And then not quite a turnover. Ingles for the attempted alley-oop. That's great rebounding from Baines, but he tipped it to an opponent. Oh, poor pass. And Brockhoff said thank you very much. Ingles inside, and Baines to throw down. This time the fast break is successful. And Coach Lamont is urging his team to push up the floor.
Rapid period from both teams. Australia get the basket. Hopefully that'll calm them a little bit. They've got that double-digit lead now.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, it's going to be the third on him as well. Great job by Brockhoff. Anticipated where the man was going to go. Australia started to show the ball handler away from the screen. Anytime it's set on the ball, disrupted Korea somewhat.
Coach Yu Tae-ha of Korea really trying to get the best combination on the floor. He's taken Kim Sun-young out and brought in Yang Dong-yoon, number 6. Dellavedova looking on. A good game so far. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists.
Gibson's in for his first action. Don't know where Brockhoff is in this zone if you're Korea. Don't want him to spot up. Gibson, another man who can hit. There is Brokoff right on cue.
Well, give that guy an open shot and it's odds on he's going to score.
Beautiful play. Brokoff gets the shot because of the action of the other players.
Anderson the assist there.
Anderson has it in the low post and Gibson made a great cut. He cut to the basket. The defender had to go with him or he's going to give up a layup. That meant there was no one left to guard Ryan Brokoff on the perimeter.
Well, Australia led 10-0. Korea fought their way back into it. At one time it was a 1-point game, but now it's 13 and a turnover by Korea. That's good Aussie defense again. A smile breaks out on the face of Ryan Brokoff.
This is where the second timeout so early in that second quarter hurts. Korea, they've got no way of changing it. They've gone to the zone, they've switched defenses, they've substituted, but they just need a little bit more help really. Change this game for them. Again, he's moving on that far side. They've got to be careful.
Ingles to Gibson, and Ingles gets it back for the three, and he buries it.
Shot Ingles on the step back. Hit 3 yesterday. 12 for him. Leading scorer Ingles for Australia.
Well, despite the fact he's got 3 fouls, Moon Tae-yeon still in there for Korea. Just that 3-pointer. It's Gibson for Australia. And that's an offensive foul. Offensive foul against Cameron Bairstow. Bairstow's first foul. But only the second by Australia. Korea already in the penalty. With just under 4.5 to go in the first half. Sets a pick, rolls to the hoop. Good denial defense by Gibson. And a terrific hustle by Baines. And Bairstow on the break. It's all Australia. Leading by 18.
Great transition basketball on Cameron Bairstow. The engine down the middle. Trundles to get the 2.
And that came from a wonderful hustle. Chasing the ball out of bounds. Rescuing it from Aaron Baines. Oh, nice pass inside. The dunk misses though. And Brokoff the rebound. Here goes Ingles.
Bairstow got a piece of that. Look at him and Baines down the floor first as well.
Oh, Osikun there just bodying his man out of the low post position. Trying to keep his hands out of the way, but the contact was all with the torso. And remember, that Korea been in the penalty for some time. Moon Tae-yeon comes out, replaced by Yang Hee-jong, number 11 for Korea. Aaron Baines on the foul line. 6 points. He's grabbed 7 rebounds. Korea have not been to the foul line yet. Australia shooting 6 from 10.
For second quarter now. Australia really turning the screws. Korea struggled to find offense. Again, another miss from the perimeter.
And another rebound for Ingles. Nice pass. Lovely assist from Ingles. And Adam Gibson lays it up. Australia running away with it. And there's nothing really that Coach Utah Hack of Korea can do. Well, he wasted a timeout very early in this second period.
Defensive transition's been poor. Of course,
another block shot, but somewhat late call there. Baines can't believe it. Here we go. There's the block. Now, I think he got his wrist. Yeah, the trailing referee said so. Baines got to be careful because he's picked up a sportsmanlike yesterday, and 2 of the 3 referees that were refereeing yesterday are on the floor tonight. But I'm sure he's made friends with them.
15-0 run from Australia.
Nate Yamai on the bench. On the bench. Apparently, the word is he's not 100% fit yet. But Coach Lamanis regards him as an integral part of the squad, and will no doubt play an integral part in the build-up to Rio. That is, of course, if Australia beat New Zealand in the Oceanic group. Only one qualifier for Oceania for the Olympics. That's another offensive foul. And it's Cameron Bairstow again. I think that's his second offensive foul. Dante Exum back in, replacing Joe Ingles. Great game from Joe Ingles. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and just 1 foul.
Nigeria leading by 19. And the move by Coach Lamanis. He's trying to get the young Exum into the game and get him going, playing him off the ball. Let's line up with Gibson, see if we can get him some easy shots, get some confidence into the 19-year-old.
Well, at the moment, Korea can't buy a bucket. Oh, Brad Newey just ran. It wasn't a screen he ran into, but definitely hurt. At last, 2 for Korea. And that's Kim Young-Yu.
Good play from him.
Close to Luke, gets his shot blocked, the rebound Osi-kun, and here go Korea on the break. They need a good finish to this second period. And it looks as though they might get it. Timeout by Australia. Andre Lamanis has had enough. 5 in a row for Korea. That's as close as he wants them to be. They are trailing by 15, Korea.
I don't think it's running stations for Australia quite yet, but Coach Lamanis had the timeout there. Saved. I'm sure his team give any opportunities for Korea to get their confidence back. 15-0 run really broken this game in favour of Australia. Good job, everybody getting in action. 10 players, 6 court time for Australia. Here you see percentages for them. 2 points, struggling a little, 9 of 24. Shooting the ball exceptionally well from 3-point land.
Minute and a half with this group. Motion, twist it, play off Bainesy a little bit. Alright, play off Bainesy.
It's so easy to be critical of situations where a coach calls an early timeout. I mean, they have their own methods. Each coach has his own way of doing things. But timeouts are like gold dust in basketball. Now, why waste one when you're trailing by 8 and still in the game? And then Korea found themselves 19 behind and no timeout to call. They hadn't got one. And a good timeout by Coach Lamanis. He's just seen 5 in a row go in against him, so he said, that's enough, let's stop the rot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hindsight, a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Korea had to burn the early one after the 10-0 start to the game, and that's what put them on the back foot, really.
Lamanis, Delabadova is fouled by the exasperated Yang Dong-yun. And again, Australia on the foul line. Delabadova, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists so far. And that's a gift, really, for Australia. Just when Korea looked as though they might mount something of a comeback, give Australia a gift from the foul line. Delabadova with lead.
An offensive foul as well. Newly all over Cho, denying him the ball, he's drawn it. Cho just pushed it to the floor.
Now, because Korea were in possession of the ball, it's not a shooting foul. Some rather bewildered expressions on the faces of the Korean bench. And there's the stamping for Korea. Moon Tae-yun with ice on his elbow. Not his shooting hand, but whatever hand, it still hurts. Well, Brad Newey, we know he likes to hustle, but he's been dumped on his backside several times in this game so far.
I don't think the floor was wiped after he went down the last time. So he slipped. Newey, who will be calling this place home come the start of the new Liga Endesa season in the Spanish ACB. He, of course, plays here in Gran Canaria.
Brad Newey's dad, a couple of days ago, all the way from Australia to see his son play, and of course see Australia play. Great basketball family, you understand. That sister plays pro basketball as well.
Have a pleasant start to his trip. Straight from the airport to the arena here, and then spend 45 minutes stuck in the lift. So hopefully he's out of it now, and he's watching the game up in the crowd.
That is Coach Lamanis. That's not Brad Dewey's dad. Delivered over there. Coach Yu Tai-ha can only look on. Still 1:38 to go in the first half, and his team trailing by 17. Exum floats a shot up. And it came off someone's head, the head of Osi-kun. Can Korea get themselves back into this game in the minute and 20 of the first half? The defense from Australia is relentless. Shot clock 5. Well, the answer is no. But they get the rebound. That will annoy Coach Lamanis. Well, just about into the last minute of the first half. Australia by 17. Is that an offensive foul? It certainly is. Our American referee calls the offensive foul against Osi-kun, his second foul. The body language of the Korean players is somewhat negative now, understandably so. 51 seconds to go in the first half. Korea trail Australia by 17. Delivered over, forcing the ball down the floor. And this time, Yang Dong-yun refuses to foul him. Baines, good hands, filling the passing lane by Korea.
Poor option from Baines. Should have faked the pass to the cutting man. He would have had an open kick to the far side.
10 seconds differential between game and shot clock, end of the first half. Korea wants a balanced shot. Well, wasn't quite a balanced shot, but it is a foul by Motum, and it's a 3-shot foul.
This is why Lamanis has been up and down in the last couple of minutes. It's just mental breakdown from Australia. Baines just takes the wrong option and then wants to foul from Motum. No need for it. Clearly hits the man. Fouling a 3-point shooter at this stage of the game is not something which is going to make your coach happy. So Australia, mental breakdowns despite this lead, will be a little bit frustrated at the half-time break. I think there's still more to give.
So on the foul line for Korea is Cho Seung-min. He's done 8 points. He is in fact their equal leading scorer, equal with number 15 Kim Yong-kyu. Coach Yu Tai-ha looks on pensively. Now, Korea do not accept the gift that's being given them. 2 to come. The middle one is good. So to the third. It's a 15-point lead now for Australia. They have just under 15 seconds remaining in the first half. And the last thing Korea want to do is foul now. Exum from 3, and he misses it, and the rebound. And here go Korea on the break with 2 seconds, pulls over the 3, and it is unsuccessful. So at halftime, Australia lead Korea 44-29. Terrific period of play there. The second period was won 18-12 after Australia won the first period 26-17. So after Korea got within 1, it was from then that moment on all Australia. Leading scorer in the game, Australia's number 7, Joe Ingles. He's got 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and just 1 foul.
Solid half from Australia. Spectacular. Not really getting into that 5th gear yet, but did what they have to. 3-point shooting has helped them. Also have done a better job looking after the ball. 8 turnovers, but that's still a number they'll want to bring down in the second half.
Australia shooting 60% from the arc. Brian Brockhoff has hit 3 of those 6 3-pointers they put in. Korea as a team shooting 27%, 3 from 11. Well, that began everything going well for Australia with Ryan Brockhoff nailing 2 threes, first 6 points of the game, all from behind the arc from Ryan Brockhoff. And Coach Lamont is in total control at the moment. So as you're watching highlights of the first half, we'll leave you and hope to be back here in about 12 minutes. Just a reminder of score at halftime: Australia 44, Korea 29.
First.
Alright, so they're inbound and over there.
Welcome back to the Gran Canaria Arena. It's day 2 of the 2014 Basketball World Cup.
Here, go ahead and get one quick double. No problem.
The first
push up, push
day
it this way, and then we're back
at
in
3
the pace.
games.
Our first play was
Losers.
go, run. We need
2
to
of those
keep
games.
pace in the game.
Australia and
Continue to
Korea
be aggressive.
are playing
We're
in
not
this
a walk-up
first
team.
game of
Alright,
day
we need
2.
to continue to
At half time, Australia lead Korea 44-29. The 2 players that we highlighted of their games yesterday. Kim Sun-yun, number 9 of Korea, 4 points, an efficiency index of 4. Aaron Baines, number 12 for Australia, he has 7 points for an efficiency index of 13. But the star of the show really for Australia so far, and number 7, Joe Ingles. He's got 12 points for an efficiency index of 17. It all began so well for Australia. They took a 10-0 lead, thanks mostly to 2 3-pointers from their number 5, Ryan Broekhoff. So Korea looking down the barrel of a 0-2 record. If they lose this, Australia, if they win this, will go 1-1. And remember, it is only the top 4 teams from each group of 6 that go through to the knockout stage, the second phase. So here we go, the start of the second half. Korea need a stellar performance to get back into this game. Well, they begin well with a 2 off the glass from Kim Yu-sung. It's back to a 13-point game.
Kim sparked the team in the second half yesterday in my eyes. Only saw 2 minutes of time in the first half.
And there he is fouling.
A veteran performer. He's going to fill that stat sheet in his limited court time, obviously. 2-time Korean League MVP. Does have the ability to step out and shoot from the perimeter.
I'm trying to cast my mind back to FIBA Asia last year. I'm sure that number 12 Kim Yu-sung had a terrific game against China. Well, they all did actually. A terrific stellar performance from them, beating the mighty China. And there's a steal, or rather a gift from Australia to Korea. Yes, a gift in return. Here's Dellavedova into Baines. And it came off a Korean knee.
Do a very good job in the first half. Defensive transition. Korea, they've got 10 fast break points all through that 15-0 run pretty much. To improve that coming into the second half.
David Anderson looks for second at the hoop. He hit 1-3 yesterday. There are Australia crashing the boards. Baines gets the rebound and this time converts with a little baby hook.
Baines stayed with it, a couple of tips. The hook to finish the job.
So we're back to a 15-point game now in favour of Australia. What do you make of Coach Lamonis's disruptive tactics, Lloyd? What does he mean by that?
I think it's a style from Australia that we see often in the junior basketball that he's trying to get back to. It just really hasn't been an Australian performance that's comfortable but not spectacular so far. If you look at the statistics, really the only one they're leading greatly is on the rebounding charts. 28-12 on the boards. Apart from that, it's very hit and miss on everything else, percentage-wise. Second chance points in the paint, they're all relatively close. This has been a good Australian performance, but not really a dominating one yet so far, even with the scoreboard difference.
Nice pass from Dellavedova. Anderson on the turnaround, and no use of the glass there. Nice loopy shot.
The mismatch Turn, shot over the top of his smaller throat.
Well, Korea certainly do move the ball well and move players well as well, but sometimes they forget one of the basics of the game, and that is to threaten the hoop. And there was no threat there. Here are Australia with Ingles making his 14 points.
Oh, Ingles a steal in the three as well.
Wow, 5 points in the blink of an eye for Joe Ingles.
Beautiful play from him. Stay with it. Breakdown from Korea. Sloppy inbound pass.
Then it's also pedantic from Korea. And that was knocked out of bounds from Joe Ingles.
The problem is they've got two offenses now. We're down to 6 on the clock. They've yet to get the ball inside the three-point line, Korea. So yes, they move beautifully, pass the ball around, but they never actually penetrate or turn the defense. Just go side to side.
That's knocked out of bounds, but there was a foul on the play by Korea's number 12, Kim Yu-sung. Here's Ingles, there's that 2. Will we see a steal? There we go, takes it out and buries the 3. Wow, you have to say Joe Ingles enjoyed that moment. Yeah, and so too did the Australian bench. Look at AGY there. Ingles, 17 points. Dellavedova finds the man in the corner, who on this occasion misses the 3.
Rough off there, doesn't miss many clean looks.
You've got to love the way Matt Dellavedova forces the ball down the floor. Well, Joe Ingles has spin dribble there, but couldn't hang on to it. Looks at the bench and apologises. Points. What can Korea do to get them back into this game? More a case of if Australia collapse suddenly, that is unlikely.
A tough shot, no penetration.
Rock up the rebound.
Decent Dellavedova, and this is where Australia starting to look more and more comfortable offensively.
Anderson stays with it, so too does Baines. Great combination inside. Anderson and Baines killing Korea at the moment.
Now the rebounding battle, 17 offensive rebounds for Australia, only 13 total for Korea.
On this occasion, Coach Yu Tae-ha simply has to have a timeout. We think he wasted one in the first half, but on this occasion when his team is trailing by 24, something's got to change for Korea. Great to see action from tournaments gone by. In the FIBA Oceania tournaments. Good to see Paddy Mills there. Sadly for Australia, not here. Had a wonderful Olympics as well, but resting or trying to recover from an injury sustained in his NBA season. But you've got to say, so far, Australia guards Ryan Broekhoff, Adam Gibson, Matthew Dellavedova, done a good job. Korea's timeout is over. To make matters even worse for Korea, they committed 3 team fouls in 4 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, we didn't comment on it, but Kim, I said, was a key yesterday. Kim Joo-sung picked up his 4th foul. He's had to leave the game, number 12.
Oh, the Australian defence is all consuming. Well, that was released just before the shot clock buzzer went, so a welcome 2 for Korea.
It's better from Korea. They got the ball to the inside. It means the Australian defence has to turn, and when the pass is kicked back out, they have defenders closing out, which is easy for them to attack and penetrate.
Anderson into the corner. Ingles gives the ball away.
Ingles screams before he even let rid of the pass.
That's a breakaway foul, being called unsportsmanlike. And Delabadova just querying the Nigerian official, Mr. Kingsley Ojiabaru. But if we see the replay, that's a correct call. 2 shots and possession. And here's the giveaway from Ingles. Now, is there anyone ahead? Well, he's level, so that is a breakaway foul. Korea spurn the offer of a gift again. At least half a gift. Oh my word. What's the expression about raining and pouring? That's the second unsportsmanlike foul in the tournament by Australia. Both of them being close calls. Joe Ingles comes out. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and still just that 1 foul. Oh, good hands from Cameron Bairstow and Delabadova. Newley. That's a wonderful fake from Brockhoff. And he took the defender's eye, then found the man inside, who restored Australia's 24-point lead. I suspect an element of indecision on that shot there. Shall I shoot for the hoop? Shall I shoot for the glass? And in the end, he shot for nothing. And Newley is fouled at the other end. In the blink of an eye, Australia get the ball down the floor.
Another poor start to a half from Korea. 4 points, Australia, the 13-4 run. You get the impression that Coach Lamanis now trying to shuffle the pack, get everybody some quality minutes.
Delabadova comes out, replaced by Adam Gibson. And number 11 for Korea back in. That's Yang Hee-yong. Sorry. Back out. Brad Newley on the foul line. Newley, that's his first point of the game. In limited court time, of course. 1 from 2, and he rebounded his own shot, but there's a foul down the lane. Wow.
Violation.
A violation, rather.
Yeah, by 15 in America. You have to give the number to the table as well. Don't use that in FIBA rules. But Kim it was in early.
That's a new one on me. No mistake this time for Newley. Of course, the situation of a foul shot is that you can rebound down the lane as soon as the ball leaves the shooter's hand. The shooter has to wait until he hits the rim. So obviously a Korean player got it totally wrong there.
He was in early on the shot.
Another turnover by Korea. Anderson on the turnaround. And the rebound, Bairstow, and he's fouled. Just look at the expressions on the faces of the Korean players. They can't believe what's happening to them. Heads down, shoulders slumped. Very negative body language. Coming in is number 14, O-Si-Kun. And he's replaced Kim Yong-kyu on the foul line. Cameron Bairstow for Australia, where Australia have been many times. 10 from 14, make that 10 from 15 now from the foul line. Cameron Bairstow, 4 points. Make that 5. And still, the defense of Australia is relentless. The rebound, O-Si-Kun. There is a definite reluctance, I do not understand why, a reluctance to look at the hoop from Korea.
Very comfortable for Australia now, able to move the ball. Go where they want, great feed. Anderson, easy two, no. There's a lot of those in this tournament so far, Anderson.
Osikun, very deliberate. Korea looking to get themselves back into this game from the arc. It's rather optimistic, in my opinion, with Newley. Good hustle. Well, that touched Newley last, so Korea possession.
And the atmosphere, the energy sort of left the Koreans. Kim's going to come back in. The man we highlighted before the game. Kim, maybe he can give some life to this Korean team. There he is, the number 9. It's something.
This feels as though someone has stuck a pin in their balloon, doesn't it, Korea?
Absolutely. Here he is. He might be their last hope in this game. Korea's going to continue to shoot it, isn't it?
Chris Goulding on for Australia. His first appearance today, number 4. Not yet seen Nate Juwai, number 15 for Australia. I wonder. Newley, pass. Well, Cameron Bairstow got his shot blocked.
Korea playing 4 against 5. They've still got a man down. Officials finally stop. It's
Osikun, number 14.
Yeah, he got a hit to the face as he was playing defence. Bairstow tried to go right into him. Not sure if there's any blood there.
Did he bang his head on the floor?
I think it was on Cameron Bairstow's elbow rather than the floor.
They're both pretty hard.
Yeah, Bairstow was taking no prisoners with it. Usually the whistle goes on that either against the offence or the defence, but it definitely came off worse.
Well, this is not an affront to our Australian friends, but you show me the Australian that does take prisoners. There he is.
Look at this one. Bairstow just into him, elbow first, yeah.
Complete accident, no malice. Part of the shooting action, but right on the jaw. Oh, he's seeing stars.
He just showed the replay in the arena as well, and I don't know if you could hear the O's ring out as everybody in attendance could see the elbow. Bairstow, I just get the impression, I said, Coach Namanis wanting to get some confidence. You almost feel like he's trying to get Cameron Bairstow to have a good game here, giving him the opportunity, surrounding him with players to have the chance to play well, because he's a man that looked a little bit nervous yesterday.
Well, I'm not sure what the dentist situation in Gran Canaria is. It may be that Osikun needs a visit in the morning. That was right on the chin. If he bit his tongue, that was extremely painful.
I think he's bleeding on his chin. That's the problem. That's why he's still on the floor. It's not too bad, but yeah, clear cut. Just make it through the legs.
Well, Koreans looking somewhat concerned here. One of their major players, Osikun, 6'7", 27-year-old. A very good FIBA Asia tournament last year, and clearly see the players very concerned indeed. Of course, in American sports, the word concussion is the big word at the moment, the buzzword. And he definitely looks extremely distressed. Watching highlights of the second half so far, the third period. There's still 2 minutes remaining.
Well, this injury just has capped off a disappointing afternoon work for Korea. After the positive signs that they showed in the second half yesterday against Angola, just really haven't got a grip on this game at all. Never led.
And on the screen there, receiving the adulation of his teammates, Joe Ingles, 17 points. He's the leading scorer by a long, long way. Only one Korean player in double figures so far. That's Joe, number 10, on 10 points. Well, sad ending to this game. Hopefully not an ending for the tournament, for Osikun. Let's say he's going to need a couple of paracetamol, at least. Oh, look at that gash on his chin. That's going to need a stitch. So a big hand for Osikun as he's wheeled off to the locker room, probably the medical room as well. And I risk of repeating myself, it never rains, it pours for Korea. It was going to go wrong, it has gone wrong for them.
They've brought back in Kim, who's on 4 fouls, and the way it's been going, you can almost see him picking up his 5th before the end of this 3rd period. So,
just to repeat, that was a complete accident. Cameron Bairstow went to the hoop, and his elbow made contact with Osikun's chin in the act of shooting. Absolutely no malice whatsoever, despite the big gash. Now, after the injury, that's how to restart if you're a Korean.
Again, his first 3, 7 points personal. He played 8 minutes after a huge game yesterday. Surprising.
Oh, what a player Aaron Baines is. Left hand, right hand, you name it, and he hooks it in with his left this time. Fast break opportunity, but Korea don't make the most of it. Korea had the ball a meter from the hoop, and now they're having to regroup with 5 on the shot clock. And the reverse layup is missed, and Baines picks up. Will we give him a rebound there or a loose ball? It's dropped on the floor, and he's there to pick it up. Oh, nice pass, and this time, no mistake from Cameron Bairstow.
Good find that. Baseline drive.
Foul on the play, and it is Chris Goulding, I think, number 4, yeah, for Australia, his first foul.
Goulding, seen before, didn't play yesterday. He's a man who's got some pedigree, had a great season in Australia last year. Led the league in scoring. He's charged 23 a game.
25-year-old. Oh, and there's another 3, so consecutive 3s for Korea. Still trailed by 25.
Ho finally gets one to go. Ho was 7 in the tournament before that one.
What are you saying about Cameron Bairstow? He's doing his best to impress. Coach Lamont is here. Strong move to the hoop.
He's a workhorse, isn't he? He does all the dirty work in and around the ring. Blue collar.
8 seconds remaining, 3rd period. Korea need to hang on to the ball and make sure they score, which they do. So they get the last score of the 3rd period, but they still trail by a massive 25 points with 1 period of play to go. Well, a scrappy 3rd period there. Australia came out on top. Australia won that 3rd period by 10, having won the 2nd period by 6 and the 1st period by 19. And all that equates to a 25-point lead for Australia.
Comfortable, I think, is the word. You see, Australia shooting the ball exceptionally well, 7 of 12 from 3-point range. Dominating the glass. 19 offensive rebounds for Australia, just 16 rebounds in total for Korea.
That is a huge discrepancy on the rebounds, 39 to 16. Okay, they're bigger, a lot tougher than the Koreans, but that is a massive discrepancy.
The one area Australia really have dominated statistically. Help them, as we see Tae-young on the side discussing his injury. He hasn't come back. I don't think we'll see him in the 4th quarter now of this game. It's a loss for them as Australia is starting to get a better performance in that 3rd period.
That was Ingles 3. He just hit a 2 and then he stole the ball, dribbled out and really punished Korea. A lesson there for young players. Just take care inbounding the ball after an opponent's score. Live wire Joe Ingles. A rare 3 there for Korea. And that was Kim Young Kim Sun-young. Again, let's give credit to our three officials here: Eddie Viator of France, Stephen Anderson of the United States, and Lee Otiabo
Energy off the bench, mate.
from Nigeria. And you don't notice the referees, they're doing a good job. Here we go. Big Nate. There's a buzz going around the Gran Canaria Arena. First sighting of Nate Juwai, number 15 for Australia.
Australia. So this is a perfect game for them after the disappointment of the loss against Slovenia yesterday. Get some confidence going in. Got difficult games to come. Still Lithuania, Angola and Mexico to face for them. Tough games.
Nice fast break for Korea. Is it too little too late though? Chris Goulding at the point now for Australia. There's Gibson into Juwai. Oh, nice pass, Juwai. And a little turnaround for Brockmotum.
Beautiful footwork from Motum on the inside. Lefty.
And the first thing that Nate Juwai does is provide an assist. And the rebound Newley. Well, a very optimistic pass there. I suspect that was an intended alley-oop. The Korean defense read it. Nate Juwai receives from the out of bounds. Oh, no assist this time from Juwai.
The team stopped coming from Korea, so Joe, I might have a chance to get some points here.
Juwai looked like the star player, one of the star players of Galatasaray in the EuroLeague last season. Great combination, him and Puerto Rican guard, but oh, there's the shot clock buzzer. Carlos Arroyo combined brilliantly for many alley-oop situations with Nate Juwai before Christmas, but then Juwai sustained an injury, had to go home. Again, very pedantic play from Korea, very predictable. Well, on that occasion, Nate Juwai was beaten for foot speed.
Well, that's the difference. That's why we haven't seen him yet. Juwai just doesn't have the lateral quickness. And attacked on the pick and roll. Kim did a good job doing that, the big man.
Well, somewhat fortuitously, Australia had possession there. They almost made a complete mess of it. But when you're 23 points ahead, you can probably afford the odd turnover. Gibson. Newley is a player who can just turn it on in the blink of an eye.
Shot clock still winding down. Not sure Goulding knows.
And the reverse layup for Kim Sun-young. He's moved on to 11 points.
You've got to ask, why has he only played 12 minutes? Kim had a fantastic game yesterday, was the leading scorer, didn't get the starting nod. The moment he stepped on the floor, he's looked like an offensive threat that's been much needed.
And Newley is fouled by Hugh Il-young.
Comfortable for Australia. Newley will stay, probably go out in about 2 minutes' time. Maybe Dante Exum to come in. Lamanis will go to his bench, use everybody, make sure he's got no injuries. He's pretty fresh for tomorrow night.
Another shot clock buzzer, but Korea had the ball, so here we go on the break. And Australia back in transition. And the rebound by Chris Goulding. Still an age to go. Somehow don't have too much confidence in Korea, the ability to come back. And there's the first score of the tournament. for Nature Y. There are some Australian fans here from all the way, from down under. And the foul, Brock Motum. Well, I don't know whether there's something going on there between Motum and Kim Yu-sung. Words exchanged. Motum comes out. No, he doesn't. He stays in there, but he's on 3 fouls. And wholesale substitutions again for Australia. So Dante Exum back in, Matthew Deladova and Ryan Brockhoff in for Australia. So Australia going with a 3-guard front. And one of those guys picked up an off-the-ball foul. That's Ryan Brockhoff. Out of bounds, Korea. Open jump shot, and 49 plays 70 for Kim Young-kyu.
Double figure scorer, moves to 10.
Third Korean player to hit double figures. Very little else from any other player.
4 of 7, efficient game, but from him, what you would be asking is why a man who's one of the tallest at 207 on the Korean team only has 1 rebound to his name, as the battle of the boards now 42-17 in favour of Australia.
Now we have a timeout, and I wonder whether that word rebound will feature in the timeout called by Yute Ha.
Get back to playing with some poise. Wait for the screens, set them up, get open. When we've gone in twice, we've
Great job. Team preparing. Next up, they have Lithuania tomorrow.
Defensively,
an important game for them before the day off.
Any of those gets tight plays, whack, make sure we bust.
Sure, looking towards trying to go into that break with a 2-on-1 record. They match up pretty well with Lithuania.
Hey, fellas, come on now. Let's keep playing on this. Let's play the right way.
Australia have got the size to be able to deal with the front line. Lithuania looking very impressive in the second half of their game yesterday. Their win over Mexico.
Well, not only winning the battle of the boards, but in the paint as well. Australia are outscoring Korea considerably, 36-18. So that's easy maths, 2-1.
They've managed to do, Australia has cut down Korea's easy way of scoring at the half. Korea, would you believe, had 14 points off Australian turnovers in the second half, though just 6. Australia doing a far better job, but still that number is too high with 16 turnovers.
Nice fadeaway jumper for Korea, and the lead now 19. It has been 28. So Korea making a little bit of an impact on this huge Australian lead. But with only, well, just under 6 minutes to go. Oh, the lead now back to 21. Easy 2 for Motum there. Well, amazingly, the Korean bench is outscoring the Australian bench 36-21, but that is the only statistic I can see at a quick glance that is in favour of the Koreans. And here goes Deladova again on the break. We have a 5-on-2, and Dante Otum throws it down.
Excellent first 2 of the game for him. He said out in the open floor, he is such a talent. Developing in the half court.
Dante Exum of the Utah Jazz, who I believe declined an opportunity to go to college in the States.
Picked with the number 4 pick this year in the NBA draft.
Oh, and there he is, Exum blocking the shot with consummate ease.
Excuse me, 5th pick, not the 4th, my mistake there. Exum, father, an American, went to play professionally in Australia. Cecil featured on the 1982 North Carolina University team, which featured certain Michael Jordan and James Worthy.
And the rebound, Motum, instantaneous offense. Great outlet pass from Motum. And at the other end, Motum scores. So Motum rebounds one end, gets rid of the outlet pass, and then scores at the other end. Classic fast break from Australia.
Dellavedova picks up his 8th assist of the game. 2 or 3 options of where he could go.
Great example there. If you get a defensive rebound, your job is not done. Get down the floor. You might get another rebound. You might even get a layup. Foul. Here's Exum. Two fouls, Exum. And we have a timeout. Another timeout for Korea. And Coach Yu Tae-ha is, let's say, not best pleased. Understandably so. Now, what can you do when you're trailing by 25 points with 3:44 to go in the 4th? Well, you can plan for the future.
That's exactly right. I don't know if this is a game Korea coming in believed they were going to win. They need to improve their performances. The top 4 that qualify, remember, is still very much within a chance. There's Angola, they still have Mexico, Lithuania, and Slovenia to play. So they need to beat Mexico and then see if they can cause a remarkable upset against one of the other 2, really.
There you come flying out here,
qualifying.
Dante take off. If he's open,
Well, we're talking about Korea in the build-up to this game, and yesterday as well. They do share the ball around a lot, so it's very difficult to identify any individual player who's going to do a lot of damage. Okay, number 9, Kim Sun-hyung, did a bit of damage yesterday with 15 points, but the fact of the matter is that their bench has scored over 2/3 of their points today. Now, well, whether that's a matter of getting the right combination or not, I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, for me, when your 2 leaders from yesterday in Kim and Choi, and who are also the top scorers today, are both coming off the bench, then, well, yeah, your bench scoring is going to be high, but the problem being your starting scoring is very low.
there's an offensive foul against Korea, and it's their number 8. That's Lee Young-hung. Adam Gibson, it was he who was fouled. Just nursing his right thigh there, with a bit of a dead leg. He's Dante Exum. Oh, lovely pass from Exum, and a lovely little finger roll from Cameron Bairstow.
It's been a solid game from Bairstow. 11 points now. Nothing spectacular, but he's not a spectacular player, really.
Well, it was all there for Korea to get an open shot there, and they just made one pass too many. And there's not one pass too many. Lovely pass from Exum, very unselfish of him. And Adam Gibson gets on the scoreboard. Actually, for his 4th point, my mistake.
11 players scored for Australia. It's just Chris Golding that hasn't. To get a clean look at the ring, Golding.
Nice passing inside. And Kim Yoo-sung, welcome to for him for his 8th point. Remember, Australia have only lost once to Korea, and that was before the dawn of history almost, even before my colleague here, Lloyd Gardner, was born, back in 1970. And Australia's record, they're not going to lose this one. Well, Aaron Baines there, just taking the precaution of icing those knees. I think that's just a precaution. Oh, ball slips through the hands. A la bar soap almost. It's a nice pass into Jawai, and Jawai throws it down. Much appreciated by the crowd.
Change of pace from Exum there. No hesitation, no show of the ball. Beautiful play.
Oh, that's a foul. Well, Adam Gibson there. I think it may have gone through the referee's mind. Was that unsportsmanlike? Let's have a look. Oh, this is the Exum assist to Jawai.
If this is a 2-point game, that's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, I agree.
With a 30-point lead or 29-point lead for Australia, there's no need.
I think a little word from the referee might have been appropriate there. Don't do that again.
Absolutely.
8 for Korea, Lee Yong-hung. Moves on to 3 points. This is only the 10th foul shot that Korea have taken. Mind you, Australia haven't taken too many more, 16. Gibson. Bairstow picks and rolls and just about buries the jumper. Bairstow moves on to 13 points. Well, Korea had an open shot there and it missed by not quite a country mile, but very close.
Taken 23 threes, Korea. Only made 5 of them.
That is very un-Korean. Dante Exum goes to the hoop, misses, and the rebound drops into the hands of Cameron Bairstow.
The problem is that such a high percentage of their shots are from the 3-point line. 23 of 54 total shots in the field from outside. Shooting well.
And Dante Exum is fouled.
That's a lot of your offense.
Three fouls against Park Chan-hee. Out of bounds, Australia. That's the third team foul against Korea. Not that that matters at all at this late stage. Exum thought about passing to Nate Jawai. Saw he was being fronted and said, no, I'll lay it up instead.
Potential Dante Exum has. Tough guard off the dribble.
Well, Bairstow out-rebounded Jawai there. Dante Exum again. Game and shot clock almost synchronized. The corner for the last shot of the game, and it is a 3, so Australia now have every single player having scored. Well, a terrific performance from Australia. They've won this comfortably by 34 points. Coach Lamanis shakes the hand of Yu Tae-ha, coach to Korea. So a terrific performance from Australia. They won the first period by 9. They won every period, in fact. First by 9, second by 6, third by 10, and again, fourth by 9. Totally dominating Korea. So Australia's record now, played 2, won 1, lost 1. Korea played 2, lost them both.
Job done for Australia. They used that inside power. 47-18 on the glass. Job for Australia. Almost every box ticked from them. Everybody played, everybody scored, but a couple of those guys that they needed more from yesterday. People like Cameron Bairstow. Hope to have a performance from him today. He had 13, and Dante Exum as well. 4 points, 3 assists towards the end of the game. So almost every box ticked from Australia, and it's been a good day for them going into that big one against Lithuania tomorrow.
Joe Ingles, leading scorer for Australia, 17 points in only 18 minutes, including that 5-0 surge from him. He scored a layup, stole the ball, put out to the three-point line and buried the triple as well. Great performance from Australia's number 7. Great performance from Australia's team all over.
And Aaron Baines as well, second double-double of this tournament that we've seen after the first one on opening day from Yannick Moreira. 13 and 10 from Baines.
So there, the list of leading scorers. Again, it was the number 9 from Korea, their leading scorer on 13 points. He had 15 yesterday, but again 13 points in only 17 minutes for the number 9 for Korea. Watching highlights of the game, but, one or two of those highlights belong to Korea, but many, many more belong to Australia. David Anderson turns around. Just a quick mention of the unfortunate Osi Kun, who got the elbow on the chin. From Ingles onto the field. Osi Kun got an elbow on the chin and had to leave the game late on. And I suspect there'll be a couple of stitches there. Hope he's recovered for days 3, 4 and 5, because Kim, or rather Osi Kun, is sorely needed on the boards. And evidence of that is the fact that Australia almost out-rebounded Korea to a tune of 3-1. It was something like 48-18, I think. 47-18. That is very, very close to 3-1. Eddie Viator says that's the end of the game. Final score, Australia 89, Korea 55.